I agree. I mean, when I had Dana Wilkie from The Housewife and the Shocker and The Housewife and The Hustler, I said to Dana that we're gonna now probably extend this past people that are just in jail, and like we're gonna start going to, because if they keep doing well, they're gonna be like, you don't have to get arrested. I said I think Mary's the next like Hulu special, really. I
Totally.
agree. And so I agree. I mean, I am from New York. I have a very, I don't know if it's cynical. I just have a realistic view of like, that's why when I do these chats with you, I think people resonate with them. And like when I do this with Catherine Edwards, like I'm not really a recap podcast. I mean, first of all, I do interviews. That's what I do. But when I go off the little track like this, I don't want to do a recap and I don't want to do like a bitchy analysis. I just want to do like the motivation like behind, like people do things. I don't believe in a victim. Nobody in this world does something that they don't want to do. So anyone, oh, I'm single. You fucking want to be single. Like nobody, you do what you want to do. I don't care who you are. So I agree. It's like Mary. So like people like the analysis behind it. And I agree. I think the whole world comes down to fucking money. That's what it is. You want love. You got to have your health, try to be a good person, but like money is what, like, whether, and then it's the boundaries. No, I don't think everyone's going to pull a Jen Shah, allegedly, but I think that tempted and right. When you're running this parishioner, when you're running this like church, who's checking up on you, babe? And yeah, I agree that to say, I mean, that's where it gets cultish to say, like, I deserve Louis, I deserve Chanel, and you deserve to come. And I'm sorry, you didn't listen. Let's not forget that tape where she's like screaming that they didn't pay enough money. That audio that went viral, and she says was taken out of context. I don't know how out of context it was. Like, you were like, these damn fucking cheap people aren't giving me money. Right. Like, and I'm all for Louis Vuitton. I fucking love Louis Vuitton and Gucci, but I buy
Yeah.
it with money that I earn from working 24/7, like not from scamming anyone. Like, you know
Well,
what I mean?
yeah, and you and I are full disclosure. We're doing this for profit, I mean, and
Yeah.
we're not duping people to say, hey, come to our appearance in LA and we're going to help you find the Lord and your spirituality. It never fails to amaze me in life how little research people do. I truly think, and again, this is complete speculation. I'm just guessing based on what I've read about Mary and watched about Mary, but I do not think Mary really did her due diligence about Housewives or the show. And really, probably because Erica was unfolding while Mary was already on the show, and so was Jen. I think Mary truly thought this was a great way to gain more people to my church, to get more money, more exposure, to flaunt my beautiful life that I have thanks to God. And I think now she's in way too deep. And the shit coming out about her and her personal life, I think there's no way you're going to show up to a reunion.
The stuff about what? That she was having an affair with Cam, who passed away, who we saw,
And
who
then,
I asked Meredith Marks about when she was here, because
and what,
no,
what
but I do agree with you that she didn't not show up because of racism. I agree. She doesn't care what you say to her, anything else. She cares about, yes, she cares about the money. And I do agree that if she gets off the show, of course, you're still famous. And if she fades into, listen, we're all not even talking about Erica as much anymore. You know what I mean? Like, just the
yeah,
show's not on. And it's like people get over things. Like Stassi Schroeder was canceled because of, Faith Stowers. And guess what? Stassi now posts about her baby, man. She's reinvented herself. Yay. And I'm being like sarcastic of like, we as a lynch mob society get over the drama. Remember Mel Gibson said bad stuff about Jews, guys? Like, he's working. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, so it's like if Mary gets off the show and just fades, like we will forget about her and she will be like, so I do agree. I think Mary's like, well, and she has the fame. I mean, she's married Cosby. That's it. Two seasons. You don't need to be on TV anymore. Like, and you'll get your pictures in the airport with Mary. Like, if Mary wants to like float her ego, she'll still be Mary Cosby. But I agree that she didn't realize all of this that she was signing up for. And now she's like, holy shit, they ain't coming and looking at my books. Oh shit. Like, I better get off this thing. Cause when you really got something good, I think she's, I mean, in a way it's like, okay, at least you're not like the fame whore. I mean, Jen Shah will, I still stand by. I think some part of Jen Shah in her brain, I've said this before, is happy that she is now investigated by the feds, and she is there's no more Jen Shah in Salt Lake City. Jen Shah is now infamous. She is bigger than Salt Lake City. I told you this before, like dealing with the press and the media, nobody gives a fuck about Salt Lake when you come to really People Magazine and the real big publications. Now they care about Jen Shah. Jen Shah is bigger than this show, and I think there's part of her that is like thrilled that this happened.
I agree with you. And I think Jen is a narcissist in a way that she is going to ride this all the way. Even if it takes her to jail, she's going to ride it to jail. She's going to emerge from jail like we saw Teresa, come back to reality TV in some form. And she's just going to keep on this. In Jen's mind, this is not embarrassing or upsetting at all. Like for Mary, I think the skeletons are a little bit different. Like I think they're, incestual. I think they're, I think in ways that like Jen Shah, we know, never really had a business anyway. Really. And if it was a business, it was a scam. And before, Coach just coached, whatever, right?
Coached.
Jen is going to make something out of dust. Mary has a lot to lose, I think, even though none of us may want a church.
I agree. And like, look, I mean, Mary started the show with like, you're the grandfather fucker. And she didn't care I don't care about that. I mean, I got my 60,000 for the first year. Like I think it's now like, wait, you're going to come look at my books and I'm starting to be bigger than this show. Ain't no one knocking on my church door. Like,
I agree. Okay. Do you want me to play these clips from the TikTok that I found? Okay.
So this is the alleged affair she had.
So this is from an account called Bravo. BRAVHOEE. I don't know how credible these are or not.
I've never heard of them, and I'm not shading them. I just physically haven't heard of them, so I can't lie.
Brand new. She's launched her TikTok and she's trying to expose the juiciest gossip about Bravo, Housewives, and Housewives clips. Okay, so she reportedly has had on Mary Cosby's cousin, exposes details about her affair. So here is the clip right now.
I know Dana Wilkie, and like, I mean,
Mary. They were talking and she went and sat on his lap. I'm probably getting a little ahead of myself.
No, keep going. I know.
She went and sat on his lap. And I said, well, Cameron, what'd you do? And he said, she took my hand and put it in her vagina. And I said, well, what'd you do after that? I could say that, right? I wanted to be specific because I didn't want anything to be misled. I wanted facts